Hey everybody, it's me, Ned, and I'm doing pretty typical Ned things right now. So I had big plans today to swap the springs on my WRX and the struts for the shocks for some multi-way adjustable Takiko D-Spec shocks, and I had really stiff but almost stock ride height race comp springs. I have almost stock ride height stiff race comp springs to go on the WRX here, but I had to go deliver wine this morning and then teach a wine seminar and then go deliver more wine, and I was too busy to eat food or drink water and stuff like that. So now it's like 5:30, and instead of doing all that, also I was gonna go to a road race down in New Hampshire in a couple of weeks, and putting the springs on the car was partially for that, but I just found out that that's been canceled because the track got damaged. There was flooding, so that's a little bit less of a priority for me now. And anyway, it's 5:30, so instead I'm going to run from my warehouse here over to South Portland to pick up my Miata. And this is going to be exciting because I haven't had this Miata for literally a year. It was a year ago that the inspection ran out, and there were a bunch of problems with it from when I bought it. Like, it didn't have airbags. The airbag light was on because it didn't have airbags in it, and some stuff like that. So it's been at the shop, and they've been working on it, and it's very low priority for them, which is my agreement with them. Like, that's why they take good care. They take really good care of some of my other vehicles that I need to be higher priority, but things like this Miata, that's like car number 4 in my hierarchy of cars, you know, I'm okay, and I wouldn't drive it in the winter anyway and stuff, blah 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 blah. So I'm gonna run over there now and drive it back, and it's going to be really exciting to drive it for the first time in a year for me. And I was like, oh, I've got the GoPro on this headband, I might as well take you guys with me as I run 8 miles in whatever it is, like 80 something degrees right now across Portland over there to get this Miata. So here we go. Oh, this will pop back on. Here we are. This is probably the nicest part of my run, I think, which is funny because this is Riverside Industrial Parkway. This is the industrial area where the dump is. But like, look at all this. You know, like, this is pretty nice. Pretty good place to run. Anyway, sorry about the sound. This is the best part. The rest is really like industrial areas over by the oil tanks and stuff. Nice and warm. I love having a reason to move fast. Gotta try and get home before my toddler goes to bed too. So that'll help me get some speed in this. There's the Sunoco. You can't even see the Sunoco back there. It's under construction. They're putting in new tanks and a new shop. It's one of the only places around that sells 93 octane. So I really hope they get it done soon.
Get to do that, God bless.
Thank you. You too, for the blessing part. This is one of the longest stretches just down this avenue, but try to just keep it up. First mile is a 6:30, second 6:35, so it's good. Hard to talk or do much though. Woo! Here we go. Down around the edge of Portland. Mile 3 was 6:38, but there were a bunch of uphill. Mile 4 was 6:22. Some downhills. This should be pretty even. Some up, some down. I was just thinking though, part of why I can run as fast right now is because there's a little bit of a breeze. Probably sucks for the sound, but certainly helping to keep me cooler. So much of performance in cars or people is just all about thermal management. How you move that heat. So, trying to move that heat right now. Ah, breeze feels good. All right, home stretch. Just over a mile left. Coming over the Veterans Bridge. Running around the oil fields. Then I get my Miata back. Oh man, 7:06 for mile 6. Gotta turn it off. There it is. There's the Miata. Hello, Miata. Woo! When I went to re-register it, I went to City Hall, and the woman was having a hard time finding it, and she was like, when did it expire? And I was like, July. And she was like, but you mean, and I was like, no, 2018. Check out all this plastic trash I found while I was running. As you know, I always pick up bits of plastic trash as I'm running, because I don't want to have that go into the oceans or streams and break up into little bits of plastic and end up in the mussels and the oysters that I plan on eating 20 years from now. I would rather not eat that plastic. So, what was that? Oh, that was the key. Get the top down. There we go. Probably the first time that top has been down in like... Uh-oh. Where is that? There's the key. No! Under the seat. Probably the first time that top has been down in a year. Sounded very creaky and dusty and dirty. No, I can't get my hand out from underneath the seat. I feel like a raccoon with my hand stuck because of my stupid GPS watch. Wow, Jesus, come on. Where's that? Okay, all right. Whew, all right, okay. Good, great. Get that. What? Did this turn on again? No, okay. All right. I'm gonna just throw this stuff in the trunk. Oh my God, so much sweat in my eyes now. Oh, it's when you're running like that, you have all that airflow, and you know it feels great. You're relatively cool, and then you stop running, and the second that I stop running, I lose all that airflow and cooling, and it's just like instantly I'm like, I don't know, 15-20 degrees hotter than I was, and it sucks. It's always uncomfortable. Let's see, is this? Wow, the clutch is so light compared to my crazy WRX. That is going to take some getting used to. Okay, let's see. Woo! Oh boy, yay! It starts. Hooray. Okay. Other thing I'm super excited about here. So this car, it's a 96 Miata. You know what? Here, I'm going to turn this around so you can see me, so you're not just looking at like whatever, the glare on the windshield. There we go. Yes, that's staying. Okay, it's a 96 Miata, last year of the NA generation. Oh God, the sweat in my eyes. Which is cool, so it's still the really simple, lightweight first gen, but it has a 1.8 liter motor instead of the 1.6, so it has actually like, I don't know, 25, 30, 25, something like that, horsepower, pound-feet of torque more. It makes a big difference in a car this light. It's really nice. But really cool, someone before me swapped in an earlier manual steering rack, so it doesn't have power steering, and instead of just like what some people do, cutting the lines and like blocking them off, which is dumb because then you have the wrong ratio and the eventually it'll bind up anyway because there isn't lubrication. Someone actually did it the right way and they swapped in an earlier manual steering rack, but it had this really hideous steering wheel on it which was too small, and made the effort a lot harder. So I swapped back to an original, really pretty good condition leather Miata wheel, and I'm excited to drive it now with this original Miata wheel on it, and see if that like has made a difference and sort of improved the steering effort, since this one's a tiny bit bigger and has a slightly, what's going on back here? Why is this messed up? Effed up? What's going on? Should be, there we go. Should be, steering should be better now. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna turn you off because since it's a convertible, you wouldn't be able to hear me. It'd be unpleasant for you. Bye. God, I bet I look crazy right now from running and everything and my stupid transition lenses. Feels okay. At first I thought maybe the motor was down on power a little bit, but I think it's pretty much how it was. Get out of my way, Nissan Rogue. Yeah, it feels like it still feels taut. The steering effort is a little bit better. Like it is more like what I think it should have felt like. So all of that is pretty cool. Yeah, I can just steer with one hand right through there. That's nice. One thing that definitely needs to get addressed, two things that need to get addressed immediately. Before the inspection expired a year ago, the rear brakes were screwed. They were horrible, like not even called brakes really, they should have been. But there were a couple of messed up studs and I didn't want to deal with them yet and stuff. So anyway, now they've been, the studs have been fixed by the shop, and the brakes are even worse because it's been sitting for so long. So I'm gonna have to like immediately do the pads and rotors on the back. And then the other thing, here, look at this. So this is dead ahead. So I don't think that it's anything like out of whatever alignment in the front end. I think that that is just the in the shop taking the steering wheel off and putting it back on and back and forth and stuff like that, that they just put it back on like out of alignment. So gonna have to fix that imminently. Cool. Yay, made it home. And now I'm gonna have to go running again to go get my WRX from the warehouse.